My niece called me a cat robber for taking my own cat home.
I robbed myself.
For context, I, 26 female, adopted my cat Toby 7 years ago.
Ah, good old Toby.
And I love him to pieces. I moved in with my sister, 31 female, and her family, brother-in-law and daughter, 6 female, between finishing law school, taking the bar, and moving to another state for my job. I contributed to utilities, groceries, and cleaned up after myself and for everyone on one occasion. And took care of my cat. By the way, this comes from CatRobber27, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Savannah.
I'm Dakota.
We're here to give some good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only tell you what we would do, but you should tell us what you would do in the comments. As OP says, the plan was always to stay from May 20th to August 5th. It's been an overall great time. I spend a lot of time with my sister, brother-in-law, and little niece through the last 7 years as they live in the same city as my undergrad/law school. We get along great, and my niece is wonderful. She is my sister's rainbow baby, which has led her to be a little coddled through the years. What is a rainbow baby?
A rainbow baby is when someone has like a failed pregnancy or like a miscarriage and then that they have a baby.
They have, got it. The issue, my niece has taken quite the liking to my cat. He's a very friendly cat and loves pets and cuddles, etc. The other day, we were all eating dinner together and my niece was talking about how much she loves Toby. I didn't think much of it, so while helping my sister with dishes, I said, "Cats are wonderful. Maybe you should consider adopting one." She made a strange face and said, "What do you mean? We have Toby." I explained to her that I meant after I move out in the next 2 weeks. My niece came to the kitchen holding Toby during this conversation, and my sister said she loves him too much. You're going to take a child's cat?
Hey, so fun fact, was my cat the whole time, actually.
Yeah, for the past 7 years, I've had Toby and, got him, take care of him. As much as your daughter likes him, it's not hers. Did she do anything for her? No.
But I refer you back to my previous statement about you get your own cat. Wouldn't that be nice?
I was extremely upset by this conversation, but kept cool and said, "Well, Toby's my cat." And I was never intending to leave him here. My niece instantly started sobbing, calling me a cat robber, and saying that no cat will be like Toby because Toby is hers and he loves her. I kind of just grabbed Toby and went to my room.
Yeah, and honestly, this is your sister's fault. 100%. Sister set her kid up for this.
Yeah, it does suck because she knows that it's not her cat, but this sister is weirdly saying that it is theirs because the daughter likes it, but she can't get everything. This was a week ago, and I have received texts and calls from my sister, my mom, and brother-in-law saying I'm being childish towards a child.
Are you serious?
She said she kind of gets her way with everything because she was the rainbow baby.
Keep going back to myself when I don't mean to.
Basically.
No, I get it. I just mean it's insane that it's your cat. Why is it that I feel like this is only with cats? They wouldn't do this with a dog or a bird or any other animal. They'd be like, well, clearly that's yours and you're going to take it with you. But for some reason, people think cats just become like a communal object if there's more than one person in the house, when it's like, no, this person showed up with the cat.
Yeah, it is weird.
Annoying. It's my cat. I don't care if your daughter's crying. It's your fault. Fix it. She's your daughter.
I suggested I go with them and adopt a cat, but everyone insists on letting my niece keep Toby and keeps telling me to get a new cat. What? Toby is your cat. Why, they're not even trying to be like, oh yeah, we'll get a new one or whatever, blah, blah, or get one, not even a new one because I don't have one.
Yeah, you know what? I'll let her have Toby. Once he's gone and I cremate him, she can have his ashes. How about that?
Aww. I've put my foot down and stated there's no world in which that happened, to which I'm being called an a-hole. This whole situation is driving me nuts. My friend group and boyfriend are on my side, but my best friend said she would just make peace so I don't lose my actual family for the cat. But Toby is my family. There are some comments. Comment number 1 says, not the a-hole. Suggest taking the niece with you so she can live with the cat. Your sister can get another child.
Yeah.
Literally just turn their logic around on them. Or even better, weaponize the logic that they've given to your niece and just be like, if you want something more than someone else, they have to give it to you. And watch that unfold into a wonderful time for everyone.
Yeah. OP responds, this comment made me laugh. But sis, I really like this kid. Can I just have her? Win-win. Comment 2 says, that's some serious boundary stomping manipulative BS. OP responds, this morning, my niece came running to me and gave me a hug because she had a dream. I said yes to her keeping Toby. Huh? I flat out said, that's all it was, a dream. My sister said I was being unreasonable and should consider at least leaving Toby until the school year starts in September.
And that will 100% be respected, right? That the goalpost won't shift on that whatsoever.
Yeah. It's like, well, just wait till the school year starts,
Yeah.
and then she'll be over it. She won't even want it.
And then it'll be, oh, wait until winter break. Oh, wait until this. Wait until that. No,
Yeah.
literally no.
It's my cat. Like, it's not yours, so I'm taking my cat, Toby, with me. End of story. If you want a cat, go get one. You can't have mine. Sorry. That stinks for you.
Yeah, you need to teach your daughter that that's not her cat and that she can go get one, and that even if she thinks that no cat in the world will ever be like Toby, she won't believe it when she has her own cat and it's even better than Toby.
Right, there we go. Or get her like some fish or something. I don't know. That's also not going to happen. Comment number 3 says, not the a-hole, you aren't stealing your cat. It's up to her parents to manage this in a healthy manner. You've been with the cat for years. No one in your family is considering that your cat might miss you. Your niece will be sad, and that's to be expected. Kids need to learn that not everything will always go their way. Besides, I guarantee if they adopt a kitten, she'll not miss your cat. OP responds, she said she doesn't want to deal with a cat that might not be as tame as him. Toby's very calm and patient. He was also declawed when I got him, not by me. She says a new cat will tear up furniture, and what if it bites/scratches my baby? Then you can also get that one declawed.
Well, don't declaw your cats.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Don't declaw your cats. If you're going to get a cat and you need to be declawed, find one that was already declawed, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't do it on your own volition. It's crazy. It'd be like chopping off like half of your fingers and then being like, well, you're fine. You still have your hands.
Yeah.
Well, I do, but something is wrong with them.
Yeah, I feel bad for clats. For cats that are declawed.
Yeah, people didn't understand for a long time that, you know, like animals have a lot deeper emotions and feelings than we previously thought. Like it was such an unbelievable uphill battle for me to convince my family that our cat who was declawed ended up having depression because of the way that she acted and behaved. And they were like, you kooky little Californian, like you think cats get depressed? And then I had to like cite actual scholarly articles about the neuroscience of like animal minds before they were like, okay, maybe. And then some stupid idiot on Netflix said it and they were like, I guess you were right.
Stupid idiot on Netflix. Comment number 4, not the a-hole, this is insane. Does your sister ever tell her daughter she can't have things? Because this is no way to start developing a healthy, mature person. OP responds, not really. She's been taught to just ask nicely because people award kindness. I'm going to stop right there. This reminds me of the kids that I used to babysit. It's like, well, if you do it in a nice way, then maybe you'll get your way. But if they would be brats, and then as soon as they said please, it's like, oh, or thank you, or may I? It's like, oh, okay, give them everything they want after they just threw a whole fit. But as long as they use nice words, everything will go their way. If that happened, I would be a billionaire. May I please have $1 billion? Oh, yeah, you know, since you said it so nicely, here you go.
Yeah, it's crazy how bad parents will ruin their kids.
Yeah, just by giving them whatever, by not actually parenting,
right.
By not showing them right from wrong, by being like, no, it's okay if you like are mean and ignorant and, you know, aggressive and throw a fit if you don't.
This is why I know I would be a terrible parent, because I would not be able to resist. If my kids got like, I'd be like,
oh no. I mean, like you'll know like when you gotta lay down the law. But also I feel like usually, well, I don't know. Never mind. There are some additional details here.
Oh, additional details.
OP says, my mother is trying to keep the peace as we've never had a huge dispute before. She said, I understand one day when I have kids of my own. My niece was pretty sick when she was born. She's fine now. And being the first grandchild, everyone gives her what she wants. Okay, OP says, she claims I didn't tell them I would leave with the cat. While I didn't, I figured it was given since he's mine.
Right. It's like being like, you drive somewhere and they're like, oh, you're going to take your car when you leave? Yeah, that's how I got here.
Yeah, it's mine. OP says, thank you. I do want to clarify, Toby is declawed in his front paws. However, I did not do this to him or condone it. I adopted him from a shelter and he was already declawed. I didn't even realize for a solid week because it never crossed my mind. OP also says, I'm sad that my niece is upset. It's obvious she hasn't been taught no. But my cat is my best friend. He takes priority and I would never give him up just because someone asked. And there is an update.
Yeah, truly. It's like, if your family doesn't understand that, yeah, despite, it's not like you're enjoying that your niece is upset, but it's also not your fault that no one has taught her what no means and that she can't always get what she wants.
Exactly. It's hard to be the one that has to tell her no, and when everyone around her has been. Like, it's hard. Now it makes you seem like the bad guy, even though this is a normal thing. Like, no, you're not going to take my pet. Sorry. Nope.
Yeah, that's just not how that works at all, ever. She can have a pet.
Yeah.
She can't just take mine.
And
She's
also,
like, you're raising a veruca salt. You know, raising the girl who goes, Daddy, I want it. I want that one, Daddy. Give it to me. And then he goes,
want it now.
all right, how much would that be? And you go, I'm not letting you buy my cat. And he's like, well, what do you mean? I have money to give you. No, I don't care. You can't take my cat. Somebody execute this person. They're crazy.
They're not getting it. I'm offering money. There's an update.
And also, these people aren't even doing that. They're just saying, you're a monster. Let her have it.
Update. Thank you all for your overwhelming support. I truly thought I was going crazy. I take the bar exam on Tuesday to Wednesday. Luckily, all this drama came pretty late in the game, so it didn't interfere much. But this is unnecessary stress. I ended up finding a pet-friendly hotel near my testing center and booking it. I also got a U-Haul and had friends come over, put all my stuff in there. I had already packed most of the stuff, so it didn't take long. I'm going to stay in the hotel and then head to my new apartment on Thursday. I moved up my lease. Leaving was a crap show with my niece sobbing uncontrollably and my sister saying something along the lines of me being unreasonable and cruel.
Literally parent your child. She's having a full-blown breakdown over this and it's your fault for not consoling her. Oh my God. I want to slap these people.
And then also for the sister to be like, look what you're doing to my child. Like, no, your child is doing this because of you.
You did this. It's your fault.
Yeah.
It's your fault.
My niece tried to grab Toby's carrier out of my hands at one point, to which my friend told her I wouldn't do that if I were you, and back the heck up. I left. My sister called me a bit ago, and I picked up. Dumb move. She first said our mom called her after hearing the situation, forced me out of a house before my exam. Mom had called me for an update, apologized profusely, and called me childish for snitching. She then said that she took her daughter to the animal shelter, but none of them were Toby.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Wow, what did you tell her that they were all going to be Toby?
But also mentioned she refused any cat that wasn't declawed. So not only, she's like, no, the cats have to go through so much pain before they come through me. Toddler of terror.
Just a dumb thing to do. It's like almost to me the equivalent of being like, yeah, I have a dog, but it's an inside dog. It's like, no, the dog absolutely has to go outside.
Yeah.
You can't just let the dog live inside on pee pads and like it's just an indoor dog. That doesn't exist. That's how I feel declawed cats should be. It's like, no, if you get the cat, it's got claws because it's a cat. Just like if you get a dog, it goes outside because it's a dog.
Yeah. And cats need to defend themselves.
What happens psychologically for them is they're cats, so they can't reason that their claws have been taken away. They just slowly understand that something is wrong and it doesn't work right, and they just feel really like unsafe. It just feels wrong.
Yeah.
They just feel instinctively like something isn't right.
Yeah.
And it does weird things to them.
I mean,
it can make them really, really like moody and isolationist because it's like they don't know what's going on. They're just like, ah.
If I didn't have fingernails, I'd be like, something's off.
It's like the equivalent of taking your fingers down to nubs and then like someone telling you, oh, but you still have your hands. And it's like, yeah, but they don't do the thing they should be doing.
Yeah.
And even if I didn't know that, like I would intuitively be like, this doesn't feel right.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
She went on to say, I'm lucky she doesn't charge my friend with attacking her child. My friend did not touch her. I wished her luck with that. She ended by calling me cruel and to expect a cleaning bill since she needs the house deep cleaned after an animal there.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And you expect me to never pay that. So have fun.
The fact that you literally just went to a shelter to try to get a cat and then it didn't work out because you brainwashed your child. And then you're like, oh, wait, actually, the house is dirty now because there was an animal in it. You owe me $1,000.
Yeah, you literally wanted to keep the animal, you absolute moron. I would straight up, I'd be no contact with my sister after this. And I'd be like, I would also tell like whoever was like, you're being unreasonable. I'd be like, you're on thin ice and we are low contact. I don't really want, until you understand that you were just curb stomping my boundaries.
Literally.
Well, like right before I'm taking the bar exam also. So inconsiderate. And yeah, I'd be like, if your daughter ever needs anything, sister, I'll help when I can. I have nothing against your daughter. It's not her fault that you raised her improperly. It's your fault, which is why I don't want anything to do with you. So unless it's about her, don't talk to me. And I'll give her what she wants, except my cat.
Yeah.
This is mine, within reason.
It's honestly like if you go to school and like, she's like, oh, I like that girl's backpack. Oh, give her your backpack. That's hers. She wants that. And it's like, what?
Give her your backpack. She gets what she wants.
Yeah. It's like, wait, no, that's someone else's property.
You know, Loki, no, I don't even want to go there. I was going to be like, maybe the kid didn't even have a dream and she just knows that like, if she said that, people would be like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The manipulation. I mean, maybe.
Maybe she did that in the past where she's like, I had a dream. Thank you for getting that for me.
Yeah, they're like,
oh, no. But maybe
Manipulative.
not. Maybe I'm making the kid too nefarious.
I told her to grow the heck up and blocked her. Any further communication with her will be a post-bar problem. Good. Toby and I are happily in our hotel with my piles of flashcards. Thanks again, everyone. By the way, I'll thank you when you listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast app and just search up OK Storytime. There's a little bit left.
Let's get it.
There's an edit to add here. For the suggestions to get a cat for my niece. I have suggested to go look for cats with them. I just don't think they can even handle a cat without someone, me, doing all the unfun stuff like litter and feeding. I wouldn't want to subject another cat to an unsafe environment. We will see. But Toby and I are happily away now. And there are some more comments.
Yeah, again, it's truly not your prerogative or responsibility in any way to be like, oh, well, not here. I got the cat for you. Nope. They can do it. That's the whole point.
Just because she's liked something doesn't make it hers. Sorry. Sorry if that's like, big brain thinking here.
Yeah.
But it's not how life works.
Sorry that you're raising the next worst person ever.
Comment number 1 says, the audacity of trying that on someone who is studying for the bar. One topic you'll definitely not forget. OP responded, no kidding. Not to mention she knows my boyfriend is a criminal law attorney. Comment number 2 says, of course not the a-hole, though please give us an update later on. OP responds, I posted an update. Toby and I are safe and happy. Little guy has no idea what happened, but couldn't care less. Comment number 3 says, you're a good cat parent. You should totally post some Toby pics. I'd love to see him. He sounds so cute. OP says, I haven't posted cat tax photos to keep me anonymous, but he's an orange tabby who rocks a green bow tie collar with a tag that says, I'm Toby. I may have lost my human. Aw. Oh, and that's all. That's it. Well, I mean, good for you. Like, this girl's gotta know. She has to learn she can't get everything. Even if she really wants it, and even if she has dreams about it, sometimes dreams don't come true. And that's the hard reality of life. Learn now, 6-year-old.
Yeah, you should just start doing that to your sister, or you should have before you left. You should have just gone into her space and been like, I want that.
Yeah.
That's mine now. I want it more than you do.
Yeah. Oh,
You're being unreasonable. You can get another one.
Yeah.
I want that one.
I really like your TV and speakers. They are mine now. Go get another one. You can always just go get another one.
Well, what do you mean? Those are mine.
No, I like them, so they're mine now.
But you can go buy some.
But these are mine, so I don't need to buy one.
No,
you need to buy one, actually. Because this is mine.
Oh my God.
Find the logic in that. But anyway, that's the end of that story, and we got another one coming right up.
My brother brought uninvited guests to my birthday the moment he found out it was free.
Ooh, free for everyone.
Ooh, Daddy love free. I, 42 male, and my wife, Thea, 37 female, have had a few very busy years. A few weeks before I turned 40, one of our kids was born at home, unexpectedly, and Thea got really sick afterwards, so my 40th basically didn't happen. I was totally fine with it. By the way, this comes from Ambitious Crow, 44. If you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
And I'm Savannah.
And we're going to read this here story. Maybe we'll give some good advice. We might be a little goofy about it, but we only know what we know, so help us. Tell us what you know in the comments.
Help! Help me!
As OP says. Fast forward to this year, yesterday specifically. Theo wanted to make up for not having a 40th and planned a surprise birthday dinner for me at a really nice, expensive restaurant I love. She invited my entire family, my parents, siblings, and all the nephews and nieces. A few days before the dinner, my mom texted Thea and basically told her she should clarify that she, Thea, is paying for everyone. Turns out my older brother Harold, 48 male, not a real name. No one's named that anymore. Don't know anyone named Harold. Do you know a Harold?
I do.
Can you imagine the movie When Harold Met Sally? Yeah. Not a hit. Not a hit.
Not a hit. Not hit day, hit day, hit day.
Oh, so my big brother, Harold, was on the fence about coming because money is tight for him. He originally thought it would just be him and his wife. The second Thea sent a kind text saying she'd be covering the meal for everyone, Harold immediately expanded his group from 2 people to 6 people. And guess what? Harold, you're uninvited now. Because that is the most transparent, lame thing to do ever.
Idiot. It's almost as worse as being named Harold.
Yeah. Oh, why don't you just keep inviting people, Harold? Why don't you invite everybody down at the bowling alley? Why don't you invite everybody at the auto club? Hey, why don't you invite every Joe Schmo you see on the street? Hey, come over, Thea's paying. That's what I think you sound like, Harold.
The Harold I knew was Australian.
Hey, who's paying for the meal? I'm a little tight. Money's a little tight. Thea, oh, don't worry. I've got it. Hey, you hear that, boys? Everybody get in the car. We're going there. I'm taking everybody out from the meat store. We're going to go to the fancy dinner.
Not the meat store.
Hey, yo, we're going to the meat store. That's where I hang out. I'm Harold. I'm a meat guy. I work at the meat store.
I'm a big meat guy, huh? What can I say?
Yeah, business has been slow at the meat man place.
Meat man store. Been pretty slow.
That's why we told you to change the name of your butcher shop from Meat Man to anything else.
Meat man sticks. Everyone knows Meat Man.
Everybody loves Meat Man's man meat. Anyway.
Made by man.
Anyway, I don't like Harold immediately. I don't mess with him. I exorcise him from my life. He added his 3 adult children, one of their significant others, and his adult son's girlfriend without asking anyone. He just did it. Also, the night of the dinner, one of them decided not to come. He also didn't communicate this to Thea. The day before the dinner, another sibling, Sam, 51 male, asked Harold if he was looking forward to it. Harold's response, heck yeah, especially because we're not paying.
Okay, Harold. Okay, I see you. I see you, Harold. Not good look, Harold. Not a good look, Harold. Not at all.
I want to be so mean to this man, but I won't.
What a shame. What a shame.
But know that it's what I want. He openly admitted he only brought a bunch of extra adults because it was free.
Really?
And by the way, genius, it's not free. OP's wife is covering the bill. You absolute... I can't think of the right insult for you.
You big meat-headed man.
Comparing you to like a Neanderthalist or like a knuckle dragger is too good for you. You're like the gum on my shoe. You're something I scrape off and throw away because you're worthless to me.
Wait, knuckle dragger is so good. I've never heard that.
Yeah. It's because it's like you got the long arms.
Yeah.
Like, He didn't care that he was taking advantage of my wife's generosity and our finances. To him, it was just a free night out. During the dinner, I had no idea that she was paying until she got the bill, and we went home. I had an absolutely wonderful time. On the way home, Thea told me everything. The text, the clarifying, the sudden shift, and then not asking if his son's girlfriend could come. This isn't the first time. For years, Harold has been disrespectful towards me. He barely has any relationship with our kids. He'll RSVP to their birthdays and then not show up.
That's really crappy. I hate that because especially if he's like good to the kids or whatever, the kids are excited and it's like, oh, I'm coming. And then you don't come. That's rude. And also getting like more stuff, like for the party, like ordering more things because you're trying to accommodate him. Cool, I'm just waiting.
So he's got a big day at the Meat Man factory, and all of a sudden Harold's the bad guy.
Hey, I had a lot of meat today.
Hey, I had to grind a lot of meat today out of the Meat Man.
Hey, I was beating my meat.
Hey, welcome to the Meat Man. I'm Harold Meat Man.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Right. Ooh, I was right behind you on that one.
Nice to meet ya.
Nice to meet you. Spelled M-E-A-T. Hey, I'm going to turn you into meat. I'm just kidding.
Hey, get your ass in the grinder.
I'm just kidding. They won't let me have the grinder big enough for me to do that. His wife says she's coming almost every time, but actually only appears when there's an expensive free meal involved. Oh, they're the perfect couple, both trash. This was just the first time he directly used and disrespected my wife. After hearing all this, I told my wife, I'm done. I'm going no contact with Harold. I don't want him in our lives anymore if this is how he behaves the moment he sees an opportunity to get something for free. So would I be the a-hole for finally drawing the line in the sand, cutting him off, and going no contact outside of holidays? There's an edit. For further clarification, the extra adults are my nephews that he wasn't bringing if he had to pay. They weren't the issue. He also added a nephew's girlfriend without asking and made those comments. That's what burns me, and it's taking advantage of my wife. Further slights towards me were years prior, which included, but were not limited to, not inviting my family to a summer barbecue because someone else who isn't family was invited with their kids, and then inviting me day of because that family backed out. Crazy. I found out about this event from my dad, who was just as upset as me about the situation. That's just the tip of the iceberg. There's another edit, but yeah, no. In a vacuum, if you go, and the vacuum would stink. In a vacuum, if you're like, I'm cutting my brother off because he like got a free meal out of my wife, it'd be like, oh, maybe that's a little too far. But with all the context and history you guys have, it's like, no, he's just a scumbag. He's a scumbag meat man.
Hey, shut the meat man. Nice to meet you. Get in my grinder.
Hey, they know what you say. Harold.
That's it. That's my name.
They got nothing else to say about me because there's nothing else to me. I'm an empty, hollow meat man. I don't know, man. This is just weird. So weird. Also, during the dinner, there were 2 tables in the same private room, but were separated by a fireplace that took up the middle of the room, making it so you'd have to go to the other table to talk and such. The table I wasn't sitting at, that included Harold and his family. Never once did any of them get up to come over to our table, and yet I went to theirs several times to talk and enjoy their company. What's there to enjoy, guy? The more I analyze the dinner, the more I see how I'm valued by them. The level of self-unawareness by them is astounding. And there is an update. I bet you your decision to cut off your brother is going to ripple through the whole family, and everyone's going to be upset at you.
Yeah, somehow it's going to be your fault, which really sucks, and it shouldn't be because that's actually completely ridiculous. But, you know, it's always like the person who like gets hurt first is like, oh, what? No, it's just you. And then he continues to hurt other people. And it's like, oh, actually, you know what? Now that he's hurt everyone in our family, we believe you.
Yeah. You know, it's one thing if because maybe he can't. Maybe he can't afford it. Maybe he couldn't afford it. It's a nice restaurant. You know, he's got his 2 kids, whatever. Maybe he couldn't do it. But then once she goes, actually, I'm paying for it. your reaction shouldn't be,
Hey, everybody, pile in the car. We get free dinner over here. That's all I care about.
it needs to be, oh my God, thank you so much. You go to the dinner, you're very respectful, you're very courteous, you're very thoughtful. You say, hey, thank you so much. Happy late 40th day. Well, yeah, we're here for you. It's a
Maybe
celebration.
order a little vino for the table, huh?
Yeah, maybe I order a little bottle of wine. Maybe I do what I can. Maybe I make a nice gesture to know that it's appreciated what they've done for me, instead of being like,
Hey, you, bring your girlfriend. Hey, what's another? We got some more leftovers we can bring back.
it's just, you're just trash. You're just a trash person if that's how you move. Hate to break it to you if you relate. Update. 8 days later. So a lot has happened since my original post. I have had numerous discussions with my wife, my oldest brother Sam, my dad, and my mom. There were a lot of deep conversations about the subject, pros and cons, and some serious soul searching. Harold, 48, the subject of the last post, has done some really messed up things this past year. He no-showed my oldest son's birthday and then called an hour late with some lame excuse. He said he and his wife were showing up to my younger son's birthday, and he shows up acting like Melancholy Mary while his wife skipped out to go to a casino. And remember the money issues?
Hey, Melancholy Mary. It's my wife. I meet Harold. I'm Harold the Meat Man. You're my wife, Melancholy Mary.
So I hate to, again, just really have hit the nail on the head with this.
Mm-hmm.
His wife is skipping the birthday to go to the casino. Trash.
Sounds like my mom.
And why do they have money problems? Because you're at the casino. A gambling problem,
Ooh.
but also trash.
That ain't good.
On a recent holiday, my pregnant wife was sitting down with my kids, and he pulled her up and gave her a hug, which is very out of character for him. My wife was like, but what are you doing? Mind you, he thinks he's God's gift to everyone around him. He showed up to my oldest son's basketball game when he was told I wouldn't be there, only to show up the next weekend when it was going to be my wife there. There were many years of different things like this. I actually may have to pause to go back to a pregnant woman was sitting down and you forcefully picked her up to give her a hug.
Not a good look, Harold.
Not only are you trash, you're an absolute freak. Not in the good way. In the like, oh, get away from me.
And like the, ooh, what is
Ew.
happening?
Yeah, you're a freak, bro. Ugh, God. Like, don't touch, like, ugh. Every conversation is somehow geared back towards himself. Mind you, his track record is very short, and it's like he's always trying to compete with me. It's sad, to be honest. Not once in my career, changing specialties or anything I did he ever check in with me, while I did when he changed jobs after 20 plus years at the same place. He gets angry when called out, so you cannot have any constructive conversations with him. He chooses friends over blood, as in the previously discussed cookout incident. He has a better relationship with the kids of my friend I grew up with than he does with mine. There's little to no effort from them since I showed up to everything I was invited to before I had kids, and the only thing I didn't was because my family was sick with the vid. Am I perfect? No. I have my faults, but I look back and even when I rented an in-law's basement apartment from him, I'd move in for a short time, 3 to 6 months, and each time he'd up the rent when he saw fit.
Wow, so this guy's actually a complete D-bag. What a scum. What a piece of scum.
It's a funny thing being so unbelievably unlikable, right?
And a cheapskate.
And thinking you're it, dude. Thinking you're him. You're the one. Meanwhile, it's like everywhere you go, it's like the green stink lines from like a cartoon follow you around. Because you stink so bad. You suck. You suck so bad. When you walk through a field of flowers, they wilt and die. Not because you smell, just because you're awful. They give up. They lose their will to fight for the sun. They just go, ugh.
They go...
Yeah. And everywhere this guy walks, the sound effect of follows him around. That's this guy. Harold. Hear that? You hear that comment? You go, everybody run! Harold's coming! It just starts real low.
That's it's so far away in the distance.
You go, wait, what's that?
There's a foul voice on the wind.
Oh God, it's Harold! Everybody run! Run!
The meat man! Coming to grab his meat!
I like this bit. The one cool thing Harold did was existing so we could make fun of him.
Thank you for being crappy, Harold.
Yeah, so he's also a terrible landlord, upping my rent all the time. Cool. Once, it was because I had a girlfriend that would spend the night, and no, she didn't shower or eat their food. I stopped staying with him in my off months of a winter rental and swallowed my pride and stayed with my parents for 3 months, then bought a house soon thereafter. And by the way, you can buy a house by listening to full episodes with stories like this. I am not a realtor. I don't know if you can buy a house by listening to podcasts, but you can listen to us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. All you have to do is search OK Storytime.
By the way, you can buy a house.
There's a little bit more here, but I think we've chewed all the meat off of this bone, man. You should absolutely cut off Harold, and I wouldn't be surprised if the rest of your family starts following your example.
We've chewed off the meat man's meat.
There's nothing left of him.
We chewed all the meat off of that meat man.
But there's nothing left but bones and stank.
Why is the song still playing? He's done for.
It's his skeleton.
It's his skeleton.
Oh no, it's his skeleton.
Oh no, it's his skeleton.
Come on, everybody, it's his skeleton.
It's his skeleton.
The spirit of the meat man has possessed his skeleton, and he's shambling down the road. Who was that? Where am I? What just happened? Oh, never forget Harold, man. The conversation with my mother was the most enlightening. She said he was the most self-unaware person. Mind you, she is his primary defender, but she realizes how bad this is. She was sad about the state of his and my relationship, but she understood due to all the slights and issues I've had with him. When they are brought up, he cannot handle talking about it if it's about him. Everything is an attack. There's no such thing as constructive criticism. Also, everyone else has contacted my wife or myself in one way or another and said thank you after the dinner. Not a single thing from that family. Not a word. Because they are trash. They're a bunch of trash men raising trash babies.
No contact.
Yep, straight up. Everyone is in agreement with my decision, which is low contact.
No contact.
My father has a condition, and I don't want to miss any time with him for the kids and myself, especially during holidays. And that is the end of that story. It should be everyone's worst nightmare to be a Harold or his wife. Don't be that person. That's the worst kind of person to be.
It's just what do you serve? Like, what is your purpose?
Themselves. Exclusively themselves.
I just cannot think that way. Not at all. Never have, never will. I don't want to. I don't want to be someone who's a cheapskate and also just is miserable and has to leech off of others. What a horrible way to live.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I would start to get in cahoots with mom and dad and be like, I'm not doing this because I'm greedy. I'm doing this because Harold needs to be taught a lesson. And I don't think y'all should leave him a tinker's dam for in the will.
And
I think you should leave him $5.
And also the fact that this guy's almost 60 years old.
Well, 50. He's 48. I guess that is technically almost 60. He's 48, though. So he's closer to almost 50.
And this guy is 50 years old and doing it.
Yeah. It's despicable. And that's, you can be a scumbag at any age. Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter how young you are. Well, I guess it kind of matters how young you are. You can't really be a scumbag as a young person because you just don't know any better. Once you're like in your 20s and you're still a scumbag, you might be a scumbag. Anyway, Savannah knows how socks work now, and we're gonna read another story.
My daughter's boyfriend speaks 4 languages and nobody knows anything about him. Not even her.
Well, he speaks 4 languages, so what are you talking about?
My daughter, who is 21, started dating her current boyfriend about 2 years ago. She had just broken up with her ex, who she was with for 4 years. So I thought maybe it was a rebound and was not too worried about it. But as time went on, their relationship became more serious than I thought it was going to be. By the way, this comes from Guilty State 807, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Savannah.
I'm Dakota.
And we're here to give some good advice in a little goofy way, but we don't have all the answers. We only tell you what we would do, but you should let us know what you would do down in the comments. As OP says, my daughter was happier and more energetic, started eating better, and actually started to take care of her health so that she could be better for him. So I wanted to get to know him more, which in my head seemed pretty reasonable since she is my daughter. But when I talked to her boyfriend trying to get to know him better, for whatever reason, he was very vague and even seemed dismissive about the topic. That's your first red flag. I thought that maybe he was just shy, so I asked my daughter about it, but she told me that he does not really talk about himself a whole lot, and even she did not know a whole lot about him.
Hey, so why are you dating him? What do you mean?
Hey, so you should get some more info about him.
Yeah, you should, I don't know things about him before you're like, this is my boyfriend that I'm dating, and I don't know anything about him. He doesn't like to tell me, but just look at him. Ooh.
I speak 4 languages. Besides his few hobbies, the only thing she really knew about him was that he is either currently serving in or working with the military, travels a lot for his work, speaks at least 4 different languages fluently, grew up without parents as an orphan, and where he lived.
Oh my God. The reason he doesn't talk about himself is because he is a CIA Black Ops agent. That's crazy. That's the full background of no family, no one to be upset about if you're gone.
Travel a lot
for work.
Speaks 4 languages.
Yeah, like straight up, this guy might be an op.
Is either currently serving or working with the military.
Yeah, I don't like to talk about myself because I'm literally an agent. Damn.
And as a mother, the fact that my daughter did not know much about her partner was an issue for me. He was not active on social media or anything, so I could not go the old name search route. So when I learned that he was either currently serving or working with the military, I asked my father, a retired vet, to talk to him. Here we go, now we're gonna get the truth. But after my father had a conversation with him, he told me that her boyfriend is fine and that I should not overthink it, without any further discussion.
Yeah. That's 100% code word for, yeah, I talked about it and
you don't need to worry about it.
That guy's a ghost. Your daughter will be safe in his presence.
In fact, he supports their relationship and they seem to have become pretty close. Spending time together, talking in the garage, going out for drinks and food, watching old movies, and even going shooting together.
Uh-huh.
Maybe he just doesn't like you or your daughter.
Yeah, well, that actually could be the case. Maybe this guy is not a Black Ops agent and is more just like picked up on your weird vibe and was weird with you. Because if you do approach him like, what is this guy's deal? He might be like, I don't know.
I guess if I was getting introduced to the family and they were just berating me with what do you do? How do you do that? What's your story? I'd be like, what am I being interviewed for a job?
Yeah, and also I'm just realizing we had enough information on him to put together the pieces that he might be a secret agent. So clearly there's enough rolling around out there. It's like, yeah, if I was an orphan, I wouldn't want to talk about my childhood either.
Yeah, because what do you really have to talk about?
Yeah, how awful it was? Great.
Yeah. I feel like I need to know more about him since he is my daughter's partner. But I also do not want to ruin anything because I can tell my daughter is happier with him than she has ever been.
Okay. You said it. So, all right.
I have even considered a private investigator as an option, but I feel like that is going a bit overboard. Should I just accept him for now and expect more details later? Or what should I do?
Hey, remember when you literally said that you would just do that thing that was a good idea, but then you immediately put forward 2 bad ideas? Just do the good one, which is my daughter is really happy. and he seems like a good guy. My dad talked to him. He didn't suss anything out that was bad. Okay, I guess he's all right for now. I'll wait for more information when he becomes comfortable enough to let me know.
Wrong. I need info now.
Wrong. Hire a private investigator and invade his personal life.
There is an edit here. I was never going to hire a PI. I just mentioned it in my post to show the severity of my worry.
Oh, shut up. You were thinking about it. I was never going to do that. Now that the whole internet told me it was a ridiculous thing to even think about.
We got you. And it is possible for a parent to be worried about their child without any other hidden agenda. I was once her age, and all I want for her is to live a better life than mine. There's a second edit. I am 46 years old. I have not really tried to force him to tell me everything about himself. I have asked him twice over the years, and both times he just dismissed the topic. For people asking me what languages, I know he speaks English and French because those are the two I speak. My daughter has seen him speak Spanish, and she has mentioned that he has been teaching her German. My father has mentioned that he thinks he might know either Dari or something else. And for everyone saying that he is guaranteed to be a super top secret government person, I think the chances of him being a con man with a secret family halfway across the country is higher than him being Jason Bourne Jr.
And that's exactly what he wants you to think.
He's got you wrapped around his finger.
Just literally from a recruitment perspective, because I have gone down the rabbit hole on this recently. It's like people who don't have any family. It's like, guess what James Bond was?
An orphan?
Yes.
I've never even seen the movies that I know.
So it's, it's just one of those things. He checks off a couple of boxes.
You're an orphan? Military.
Calling all orphans. You want to be cool?
CIA.
By the way, working for the CIA, not cool, actually.
Oh,
Super
really?
uncool. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just putting that out there.
Why is it uncool?
Dude, you do a lot of uncool stuff for a lot of uncool people. For the goals of uncool things to happen.
My daughter has on multiple occasions expressed the discomfort of not knowing much about what he is doing, but she told me she is willing to just accept it and go with it for now. Well, wait, if your daughter is uncomfortable, she should press him and be like, what do you do? Can I know a little bit more?
And how long have they been dating?
I don't know. I don't think it said.
Let me check really quick.
Yeah, wait.
That's important.
So I thought maybe this was a rebound. She came out of a serious relationship of 4 years, but it doesn't say how long they've been together. Yeah. There is an update. Screw all of you who told me that I am a self-absorbed, nosy helicopter parent. I talked to my daughter last night about my concerns. I told her that I will always worry about her, even if she ends up hating me or pushing me away. Well, see, that's not really a good thing.
Yeah.
You do want to worry, but you don't constantly need to worry about every single thing. Have trust, have some faith in your children. You raised them.
Another reason why I think I would be a terrible parent, I'd never stop worrying. And it would drive me insane, and I'd make it their problem.
Wow.
100% I would.
Oh my God.
I'd never be able to stop. I'd be so worried about them constantly, I would ruin their lives.
Oh, no. I'd be like, go. I don't know. You can go jump off a bridge. I think it'd be pretty fun. Not in a way of, you know what? That was a bad example. Bad example. Moving on.
In the fun way.
Yes, in the fun way of jumping off a bridge. Like bungee jumping.
The one you can do multiple times.
When I told her about my concern about her relationship, I expected her to hang up or get upset at me. But instead, she broke down and cried a little bit because she also sometimes feels those worries. She told me that although he does make her happy, she feels that they have not really grown any closer or made any progress in the relationship. And the fact that she still did not know a lot about his life made her overthink and stress herself out. She also told me that she had thought maybe he was cheating on her or something since they did not have a spicy related relationship. As my daughter is abstinent. Nerd. But he showed no real signs of cheating. We talked on the phone for about 3 hours, and she decided that she will invite the boyfriend over to my house this Saturday, and we can ask him to tell us anything he can tell us. We did not plan on forcing him to say anything he cannot. At the end of the call, my daughter told me that she loves me and that she is lucky to have a mother like me that worries and cares about her. I also talked to my father and told him that although I love and trust him, I would still like to know more. He wanted to know why, and I told him just in case the boyfriend is a con man. What are the chances he might be able to BS his way into my father's safe zone? He thought about it for a while and decided that I had a point and that he did not want to take those chances if there were any. So screw all of you who said that I was being an overbearing, bossy, and controlling mother who will end up getting cut out of my daughter's life. Because my daughter thinks I am being perfectly reasonable and she is glad that I care about her. A lot of people on the previous post told me that he could be in special forces, special operations, a SEAL. Ooh, arf arf.
Nah, he's not in those.
A 3-letter agency.
That's the one he's in.
Or a spy.
That's what a 3-letter agency is, basically.
I honestly feel like if that really was the case, then he should be able to tell us a cover story, or just tell us that he cannot talk about it, rather than just dismissing the question awkwardly when it comes up. And he was not just doing that to me. Whenever any member of our family or my daughter asks him a question or something to try to get to know him, he shuts it down. Yeah, so...
Okay, so he's not a secret agent.
I just think he's weird.
Yeah, he's probably just weird and had a weird traumatic upbringing in childhood, and he doesn't like talking about it or himself.
But, like, at some point, you gotta open up. Like, you gotta
like
be
a clam. Like a nice little clam. Like a little oyster. Like a scallop.
Like a scallop. La, 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 la.
Is that the SpongeBob song?
La, 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 la. Yeah. But... And seriously, life is not a movie. There is a higher chance of him being a weirdo who is secretly hiding a family halfway across the country than the chances of him being Bon and Born's love child. And to the one commenter who told me that I should try to seduce the boyfriend, no, just no. Why would you want to do that?
That's a funny kind of comment.
That is weird.
That's a funny guy type beat.
That would ruin a lot of relationships.
You definitely don't seduce your daughter's boyfriend.
Yikes. There is an edit here. It was not my plan to interrogate the boyfriend. All I mentioned to my daughter was my discomfort with the fact that she knew so little about him. My daughter was the one who came up with the idea of talking to him about it because she has the right to, or at least try to have that conversation as his girlfriend. Then she asked me if I wanted to be there just to support her, and I agreed, since I was planning on baking cheesecake for my daughter that day anyway. By the way, you can listen to full episodes with stories just like these by going to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast app, and just searching up OK Storytime. There is a little bit left. I mean, do you think you know what he is? Or...
I think he's just a guy.
I think he's just a little weird, a little awkward, and, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but it is a little concerning that you don't know much about him.
Yeah, there does have to be some level of, it really depends on how long they've been together, too. If this has been, like, 3 or 4 months, or, like, you know, it just depends, because if it's been, you know, you thought he was a rebound because she got out of a 4-year relationship, but if that's not the case, and it is more serious, yeah, you gotta know. You got to know what makes this guy tick. You got to know what he does. You got to know who he is. And sometimes that might just be, yeah, I don't know. I had a really terrible childhood. I don't like to talk about it.
Yeah,
and that might be it.
He doesn't even say that. He just like dismisses it. He's like, it doesn't matter. Which is, it is a little concerning.
Well, but it's probably true. He's an orphan. It's probably pretty traumatic.
I understand, but like.
Do you?
Can you just.
Do you, orphan?
Can you just tell me that?
Can you just tell me a little?
Just tell me it was traumatic and then I'll back off. I need it a little bit. You can't just be like, I'm never going to open up and we're going to tell you you're never going to know anything about me and I'm just going to be a mysterious man in your life for the rest of your life.
No.
Right? That's weirder.
Please give me a little juice, just a little something.
Well, there is an edit here. This is a second edit. Some people mentioned that my attitude towards some of the comments changed compared to my first post. That is just because I ignored it at first, but I remembered that I could return the same tone and attitude I received from others. And yes, according to some comments, I could definitely be a bit of a handful. But fortunately for me, my father did not raise me to back down easily. Edit number 3. Hopefully we get the answer to what this man really is. I want to make it clear that I did not push my daughter towards abstinence. I was not abstinent, and neither was my husband. And we are not involved in any religion or philosophy that promotes abstinence. My daughter decided that she wanted to be abstinent after her middle school health class because she did not want to be a kid with a smaller kid.
Fair.
I mean, it's smart. I'm not going to disagree with that. And no, we are not in any school district that promotes abstinence to kids. What? Wait, we didn't get an answer!
Well, I mean, yeah, it feels like it would be very disrespectful to then get like the answer and be like, hey, so here's what he said. Because he already has been struggling to open up in the first place. So I respect that. But yeah, definitely sit him down together and be like, hey, we need to know a little bit more about you because if this is serious, that has to happen. Maybe you don't have to tell us right now this moment, but we wanted to sit you down and make it clear in no uncertain terms that you can't just be like a mysterious, specter of a person for the entirety of your relationship here.
Yeah, because it's not a good look, especially if this goes on for a while and then like people like outside of the family or even in the family, like aunts, uncles, cousins, whatever, are like, oh, like, what are you doing? And you have to say, I don't know. And it's like, well, haven't they been dating for a while? Yes. And he's never said what he does. Yeah, he won't talk about it. Like, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
Or just be like, oh, he does something very secretive or, whatever. Like, they can't give any context to that. And that is a red flag, in my opinion. Not that you need to know every single thing about what he does, but like, when people ask, if someone asked me about my boyfriend and like I couldn't answer it, I would question. I'd be like, wait, do I really not know? So I don't know. But anyway, that's the end of that story.
And we've got some comments to finish off this episode from the video, My Husband's Sister Broke Into My House. And that was posted on May 11th, 2025. The TLDR here is for story 1. OP married the love of her life, but his obsessive stepsister, Layla, made their lives a total nightmare. From crashing the dress shopping and vandalizing OP's car to actually breaking into the house and stealing her engagement ring, Layla kept escalating the situation no matter what boundaries OP and her partner set up. His dad's side of the family was always defending Layla, calling her behavior puppy love, while guilt-tripping the couple every chance they could get. With a baby on the way and a stepsister who commits actual crimes, OP has finally had enough. So what did they do? Did it work? Did Layla get consequences? And what happened when the family figured this out? If you want to know the full story, go watch the full video. And we have some comments here, and Savannah is going to read them for us.
Yes, I am. All right, we have a comment here by Kelst75 says, that's not a crush, that's obsession, and the parents are just feeding it. Layla obviously needs help. That isn't Callum's problem.
Classic move, parents making the thing worse by not addressing it as a problem.
Benji Solis 5574 says, can we just appreciate for a bit wedding dress shop workers? Lately in stories, I've been hearing how they intervene better than some of the ops' own families. Really some unsung heroes. Comment number 3, which is Sue H2225, says, not only Layla's family, but even her friends didn't see anything wrong with her lusting after her stepbrother, who was about 8 years older than her. Like, not one person said, wait. Girl is acting like insane, obsessive, jealous stalker. For her stepbrother, I mean...
cringy. Ooh.
Ashwee84 says, Layla is crazy, literally only because the parents make her think her actions are acceptable. I'm so annoyed nobody put their foot down. Like, not a single person put them people in their place. What the F? I'm not confused how this happened, LOL. Oh my god.
Yes. But that is the end of those comments and the end of this episode. So if you love us, make sure you subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow. Hey, don't leave yet. We have bonus stories for you that we think you'll enjoy. So stay tuned for the next one.
My daughter's entitled grandparents tried to steal her away. Luckily, the police stepped in. Arrest them.
Yeah, thank you to the people who do all that service. Thank you.
That's kidnapping.
We don't want that.
Hello. So this story happened to me for over a year, and I think and hope it has finally stopped. Here is some backstory. After a painful breakup with a guy I was really into, I went back to my ex and after a month ended up pregnant. Because of my religious background, I decided to keep the baby and break up with my ex. By the way, this comes from Mifty, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/Shoki Storytime subreddit. So, he was 6 years older than me, 27 years, and was starting over his career, had no work, lived off his parents' money, and was a to pets. He spent all his remaining money on plants. It was his hobby while I was pregnant. He dismissed all of my symptoms, morning sickness, dizziness, weakness, mood swings as things I was making up. Seeing that I had no future with him and fearing he might even end up hurting our child like he did his dog, a sweet pit bull named Andromeda, who he hurt constantly when he wasn't in the mood, I broke up with him. Also, please call any sort of animal abuse line.
Yeah, what?
Please. That's not okay.
That's not okay. I already don't. This guy sucks.
He was shocked. He was sure that now that I was pregnant with his child, I wouldn't be able to escape him. He even tried proposing to me, but I said no, that I had no future with him and that he better leave me alone. During my first 3 months of pregnancy, my thoughts of being better off alone were confirmed. He mistreated me emotionally, saying all of my morning sickness, nausea, and other pregnancy symptoms were psychological because they were too early in the pregnancy. He forced me to go to parties, walk long distances, and visit his family, even though I was feeling really sick. After 3 months of torture, I broke up with him. The next month, he came over to my house, called, and tried to persuade my parents to tell me to get back with him. My parents told him to speak to me and that they wouldn't get involved in our relationship. My parents are really supportive of me. I was born in Russia, but moved to Ecuador when I was small. I have fair skin, hair, and eyes, and in the country where I live, most people have darker features. Because of this, I was seen as a trophy due to my heritage and looks. When we were together, he showed me off to all of his family. Later, I found out it was his family tradition to marry people from outside the country to gain higher status. Meanwhile, my ex's parents, let's call them Bob and Karen, were being all nice and sweet to me. I never had any trouble with them and considered them really nice people until now. They texted me to ask how I was feeling and if I needed anything. By that time, I had already decided I didn't want any contact with the family. I wouldn't take money from him for childcare because I didn't want any visits, though I had planned on allowing Bob and Karen to visit and take care of the baby. My ex wasn't really worried about the baby. He was more focused on winning me back. When he realized that wasn't going to happen, he left the situation altogether. Fast forward to later in my pregnancy, I started dating my best friend. Let's call him Isaac. He helped me through the pregnancy and was there with me even during childbirth. Everything went well, and I had a precious baby girl. I fell in love with her immediately. Things were going smoothly when I got a text from Bob saying he was outside my house and wanted me to come out because he had some gifts for the baby. In Ecuador, it's customary to call at least a week in advance before visiting someone, and it's considered highly disrespectful to just show up unannounced. I was slightly irritated, but came outside. Bob and Karen were there and handed me a bag of gifts from all of the family members they had told about the pregnancy. Then they asked if they could see the baby. I told them she was sleeping and that we didn't want to let anyone in so she wouldn't wake up. She was really small, only about 3 weeks old. Their sweet expressions twisted into pissed off, entitled grandparents. Karen struck her fist against their car, a small Chevrolet Theo, and Bob grumbled but then calmed down. He said that since they gave me presents, they now had the right to visit their grandchild. See, this is what Opie was worried about. That's why she didn't want to accept anything from anyone.
Yeah, where do you think the son got it from? This is their they're paying the toll.
Mm-hmm.
We paid
They're
the
like,
toll to see
we
the
got
baby.
you gifts. Now you have to give us your baby.
We're gonna get back to the story, but Sam, you have a copious amount of something.
What, John?
X's.
I have like 4 or 5 or 6.
I heard of 6 with a 0
All
behind
right,
it.
that 60 number, comes from somewhere else.
Where does that come from?
It comes from our OK Storytime membership.
Yeah, that's freaking right. We have 60 plus hours of exclusive live streams on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
It's only $5 a month, so go to the link link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join.
Join a club almost as exclusive as Sam's ex is. Well, let's get back to the story.
I must allow them in, and Karen wanted to hold her. To me, respect is really important, and I can't stand being disrespected. I had just given birth 3 weeks ago, could barely walk, and now they wanted to come in and hold my baby? No way! In that moment, I changed my mind about allowing them in her life. Smart. Then the conversation went as follows. Excuse me, but I can't just let you in right now. She's sleeping and wakes up easily.
Oh, come on. It's just a baby. She'll fall asleep again after a few minutes. Just let us come in. Karen has come all this way to hold her.
Sorry, but it's a no. Thanks for the gifts, though. Next time, it would be nice if you called ahead so I can make sure everything is ready for your visit. You might get to hold her then.
You have no right to keep the baby away from us. Even if your relationship with X didn't work, she's our grandchild.
I understand, but as I said before, I really don't want to wake her up.
How dare you disrespect me? That's our baby, and we have the right to see her. Bring her out now.
No, sorry, I can't.
That baby is worth a lot to us. You know that in our family, bloodline is very important. We need to take pictures of her and send them. Did she get blonde hair and green eyes like you?
She has amber hair and blue eyes.
That will do. Bring her out now.
I guess that's fine.
Sorry, I'm tired. I usually sleep when she sleeps, so I'm going in now.
Bob, do something about it. She's kidnapping our baby and keeping her away from us.
These people are crazy.
That's not your baby.
Crazy, girly. You already had a son, and he sucks.
Yeah.
I closed the door behind me, feeling shocked. They treated my baby as if she were a dog with a pedigree, just wanting pictures to show off to their family. I didn't like this one bit. I went inside while Bob tried to calm Karen, assuring her that I would let them see the baby next time. No, I wouldn't. Fast forward about a month, and I received a call that they were here. Great. Once again, they didn't call beforehand. Now I had a chance to talk to them properly. This time, I came outside with my dad. He's a really tall, well-built man with a stone-cold face, though he's actually very kind and funny. He just looks eternal sleep serious. Oh, I wanted him there in case they became aggressive. This time, even X decided to show up.
Hello, OP. Can we see the baby now? We got you more gifts.
Sorry, but you won't be seeing her. You see, I want to start fresh. I made many mistakes in the past, and I don't want to be involved with you or your family at all. I've moved on and want a future for myself and my daughter. Even if I get married one day, I don't want my daughter to have 3 sets of grandparents. I hope you understand. Karen's face turned red, as if I had just insulted her with the worst words possible. She leaned against the car, hiding her face as she began sobbing quietly. I almost felt bad for her, but all my sympathy disappeared quickly. Bob.
Oh, kids these days. Listen, we are her grandparents. We have the right to see her, take her, and do what we wish with her. She is our family, so don't act immature. Bring her out now so we can see her. Also, on holidays, she will be coming to our place and spending them with us. You are just a child and don't know anything about life.
X.
Yeah, she's mad at me and is doing this out of spite. Our family is very prestigious, so the child will be very happy. Also, everyone will love her because she has foreign blood, and we want to make sure everyone knows how special she is.
My decision is final. Sorry, but I will not keep in contact with you, nor will you meet my daughter.
How dare you, you little immature girl? You have no right to take this away from us. We're her grandparents.
My dad, who was already fed up with all of this, raised his voice, something he never does. It was terrifying. His Spanish isn't great, but he made himself clear.
Okay, you listen to me now. My daughter has suffered enough with people like you. She wants to start a new life.
You're not Nosferatu. I'm not
and that will be best for her daughter too. She doesn't need people like you in her life. So you just leave her alone. OP, let's go inside now.
Karen then suddenly pushed past me, screeching like a mad banshee as she tried to shove her way through my house gate and into my yard. This shocked me, Bob, and even X, but not my dad. He just stood there, blocking her path until she got tired and walked back to her car, defeated.
We are family, and we have rights. Remember that, you immature girl. You are hurting your daughter.
Let me tell you some stuff about parental rights in Ecuador. The mother has sole custody until the father proves he is the father with a DNA test. He has 5 years to prove it, or he loses his right to parenthood. Only the father has the right to move something in court. It costs about $1,500 to call me for court, $1,500 to bring the DNA test result, $1,000 to state that he is the father, and $1,500 to set up the visitation rights and such. Being an unemployed teen with no career and no time, living in a city 6 hours away from me, he didn't have all that money, nor did his parents. Also, he only cared about winning me back to show me off. He didn't care about his daughter and couldn't be happier. His parents couldn't bring anything to court since they're not the immediate relatives, so I am more than sure they won't be able to do anything. After all that, they texted me a few times trying to come over and visit my daughter once again, but all their offers were denied. After they came without announcement once again, and nobody came out, that was the end of it. Or so I thought!
So we thought.
I live pretty far away, in the next city, which is a 2-hour drive. Close to my house, there's a shopping mall I often go to. I was on a stroll there with my Isaac, who, apart from being pretty handsome, practices martial arts and is buff as heck. His friends nicknamed him the demigod because of it, so he's quite intimidating. Dang, girl!
That's a crazy nickname.
Oh my god.
The demigod.
When he gets pissed, all heck breaks loose. Also, he's really protective of me and my daughter. Every Saturday or Sunday, we go out just to walk around, buy a snack, and just have a chill time dating with my daughter in her stroller, mostly sleeping. X knew I used to do this and must have told his parents because while we were waiting in line for our ice cream at Baskin-Robbins, I had the stroller next to me, not in front of me as usual, because it would take unnecessary space in the line.
Oh no. Oh no.
So I have the stroller on my right and Isaac is on the left. I have my hand on the stroller and we're just chatting along, waiting our turn when I feel a slight movement in the stroller and turn to see if my daughter, let's call her Abby, woke up. To my surprise and shock, I see Karen trying to sneak Abby out of her stroller, obviously waking her up and making her make muffled cries.
Illegal.
What the F are you doing? I say, trying to take Abby from Karen's arms, but there's a stroller between us. Karen turns around and starts to speedily walk off with crying Abby in her arms. You should know that in Ecuador, you might get robbed, harassed, or attacked, and almost no one cares or will do anything about it. So all the people in line just stared. That sucks. I walked past the stroller to chase after her, but Isaac was faster and managed to catch up to Karen, who was pretty fat and slow. He snatched Abby carefully from her arms while she was having a fit, handed Abby to me, and proceeded to scream at Karen. I noticed that Bob was in the car, peeping at her, but not wanting to come out.
He's like, ooh, you got caught. I'm not part of this.
They wanted to make a run for it and steal my daughter away. Isaac.
How dare you touch Abby? And worse, even steal her away from the stroller, you dumb bee.
Karen then sat on the ground and started screaming for security. They came and asked what was going on. Security guy 1. Ma'am, what seems to be the problem?
They kidnapped my daughter. That baby's mine, and they took her away from me and then shoved me to the floor and punted me in the guts.
Security guy 2.
Hey, is that true? No, of course not. She stole my girlfriend's baby from her stroller and tried to make her run for it. She's the mother of OP's ex. I just stopped that fat bee and returned the baby to my girlfriend.
He's lying. He stole her from me. I'm the mother and she looks like me. Don't you see?
Security guy 1. Well, let's check the security footage to see if
there's no need for that. We're wasting time. Just give me my daughter back now. She needs me.
Wasting time for what? For you to make your getaway?
It's now, yeah.
So security made us all go and check the footage, which proved that Karen was following us for about an hour before trying to snatch Abby, while Bob was waiting in the car for her the whole time. Then the footage showed everything else that happened. The security guy said he would have to call the police, so while he dialed the cops, she once again tried to snatch the the now sleeping Abby from my arms, but without luck because Isaac was right there and blocked her way before pushing her down to the ground. But we would never block you guys from listening to more full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search up OK Storytime.
Very easy.
So easy. And there is a little bit left to this story. So let's get into it. Karen just stood up and started screeching while trying to get past again, throwing the old 12s and punts. The security guard had to restrain her until the police came and took her away. So that was the last I heard from them, and I hope it stays that way. You see, some of you may think it's wrong for me to keep my daughter from her father, but knowing that, first, he has no interest in her, second, he's an abuser, and third, he might only use her as an object to show her off to his friends and family, makes me believe I'm making the right choice in protecting her from all the pain that might be brought to her in the future. And comments. Comment 1 says they'd probably show her off to their friends and be like, yeah, we stole this baby from its mother because the father was our son's, so that makes her ours. Yeah, the logic isn't there. The logic is not there.
It's so sound. It makes sense.
Comment 2 says restraining order. Get one placed on your ex's entire family ASAP. There is still a very big chance of them tracking you down, so getting one soon will help in the long run. Also glad that you and your daughter and BF are all right after all this insanity. Reply says that thing doesn't work unless you get a friend or the friend of a friend to do it faster. Believe me, my mother waited for 2 years to separate from my father. Sometimes Ecuador's system is like a soap opera, and that makes me angry. That's why sometimes I wish I had never come back. And commenter 3 says the fact that some human beings believe that they are entitled to another human being's child simply because they share blood with the child is bad enough, but attempting to kidnap a baby, it sickens me. It is one thing to attempt to steal a possession, as I have read many people try to do, like a drawing or a video game. But a baby? A living, breathing, miniature human being? You did the right thing in casting the family aside. Isaac sounds like a great father for little Abby, far better than her biological father. I am a firm believer that blood means little compared to the bonds we forge with our decisions as we go through trials in life. And while Isaac might not be related to her by blood, he could still be dad all the same. Her biological father, put quite bluntly, is a loser. Any of his offenses put singly would have been more than enough to warrant booting him to the curb, but adding them together, well, he's a loser and his family are as well. And that is the end of that story.
I forbid my kids to attend my mother-in-law's wedding because, well, we hate each other.
It was probably going to be a lame wedding either way.
Hello, I'm a 30-year-old female. I'm not. I have 2 kids, 5 and 2, with their dad, 36 male, who have not been married to. His dad passed back in 2018, about 3 months after we started dating. By the way, this comes from user Dirt's Perspective, and you can submit your stories on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, I have received a settlement from shall not be named pharmaceutical company for nearly losing my life after having blood clots in both my lungs when I was 15.
Oh my God.
When I met him, let's call him Brad. I was 23, had a lot of money in the bank, and planning to travel around the world because I had a feeling if I didn't do it then, I might have not had the chance to really experience the things I wanted to with the amount of freedom again in the future. Well, I wasn't expecting to meet someone and grow attached to them at the time. However, I will admit I have attachment issues and grew very fond of this guy way too fast. I got wasted one night and he saw how much money I had in the bank. Next morning, he told me he loved me, and because I was naive, I just went with
He
it.
saw your bank account. He's like, I love you. It's crazy.
He wasn't looking at you. He was looking at your bank
He was
account.
like, whoa. Oh my God, I love you. I love you.
Yeah, I love you. I paid to drive him out twice to see his dad, who was passing away. Otherwise, he wouldn't have seen him or been there when he passed away. I also offered to bring his brother along. They were roommates at the time. His brother said he wasn't going. Anyways, fast forward about a month or so, I already booked my trip and was preparing to go. I have a cousin living in Australia, so I was just booking one-way flights and figured I'd start there. Well, of course, I wasn't booking just one flight, but 2. One for me and one for Bradley. My God, that was one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my entire life. Sure, I was happy to have someone to go with me as I traveled to places I'd never been. He was so exhausting to deal with. I was young and couldn't comprehend how it must have felt for him to have just lost his father. I tried cutting him way more than enough slack, but he ruined everything by being a jerk. I remember being in Thailand and it was Mother's Day. He asked me if I would buy his mom some flowers and have them sent to her. LOL. I said, No, I wasn't even buying my mom flowers and sending them to her. I don't have a good relationship with my parents at all, and this is partially why I'm here to tell my story, because I need to know, am I the a-hole? His mom has hated me ever since we took that trip. We were gone for nearly 3 months. I like to mention he wanted to go. I didn't force him or try to convince him to go. I even suggested maybe he should just stay to be with his family during such a difficult time. He insisted he didn't want to be there. I paid for everything. Over $30,000. He didn't spend a penny. And before anyone says, must be nice, I almost shuffled off my mortal coil in order to receive the money I got. I come from a poor family. I wasn't equipped to know what to do with it or how to use it wisely. Moving forward, I got pregnant with our first child about 2 months after being back in the States. I was considered a high-risk pregnancy because of what I went through to get that settlement and had to inject blood thinners into my stomach twice daily in order to ensure I had the best chances of surviving for both me and my child. We were living in Kansas at the time, where his family lived, and I needed to be in Colorado where my insurance would cover my treatments. His mom wanted him to stay there and help her renovate her house so she could sell it. Yet all she did was smoke the devil's lettuce and sit in a chair all day wanting him to be with her. I was extremely sick and I threw up 3 to 4 times daily and had the worst time. So 90% of the time, I had to lay down. Plus, her house had 4+ cats, 3 dogs, and they never cleaned the litter box or anything for that matter. I had to get out. This is my first horrible encounter with her. I approached her kindly and said, we can call her Kim. Hey, Kim, can I talk to you for a minute? Her response, I kid you not, was, you want to take it away from me?
No! Why would I want to talk with you?
And I responded with, okay, so I need to be in Colorado because I'm considered high risk and need to be there for medical reasons. I would also like for your son to be there with me instead of here with you. When I tell you I have never been talked to the way this woman talked to me, I mean it. She screamed and yelled at me to get the F out of her house, yada, yada, yada. I left immediately and got myself a hotel. Did Brad step in? No!
Brad is useless.
Brad is literally just a walking, talking.
He's just
Just
a
waste of
drain
space.
on your finances.
I think
He
he's a
literally
waste.
is just a leech.
He's a waste of
That's
everybody's
it.
time.
He's a silent little spineless leech.
Of course, Bradley did not step in. I got a hotel by myself and planned to leave the next day alone. I will skip many dramatics and heartbreaking situations between him and I because I honestly could write a book about this. I'm going to fast forward again to when my daughter was 10 months old. We had an apartment in Colorado. I went with my daughter to visit family out of the state for 1 week. The day I'm supposed to get on a plane and fly back, as I'm literally on my way to the airport, I get a call from Brad telling me his mom is there helping him move his stuff out of our place and he's refusing to pick us up from the airport. Why? Oh, because I posted on my Facebook a generic meme about people needing to mind their own business, and his mom assumed it was about her. Well, honey, if the shoe fits, wear it.
Opie was like, yeah, she assumed it was about her. It was, but you know.
John, you've been dancing a lot.
I'm going to give you a live demonstration and you're going to see it too.
Show me those hips. Oh, damn. That is a good move. But you know what is also an amazing move?
What is that, Sam?
Becoming an OK Storytime member.
Yeah, that's freaking right. We have 60+ hours of exclusive live streams on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
And it's only $5 a month, so go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join.
Well, let's get back to the story.
Why are you still with Brad, though?
Well, yeah. What is the appeal? What is the appeal? Is he hot?
Probably, I don't know.
Because he can't, no one can be that hot.
I was going to say OP was young and naive, but like OP also has all this funds that could take
that's
care
the
of
thing.
herself.
It's like usually, you know, sometimes the young and naivete coupled with lack of finances kind of leads you to attach to a person. But like OP is financially independent.
Yeah.
Don't let him leech off you, darling.
Yeah, it looks like he's been leeching off a while.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, it probably was about her, but I didn't publicly shame her and tag her name to it. I simply shared a post that had been shared by thousands of other people because I could relate. Anyways, I left my daughter with my family out of state and flew back myself. I had to get a ride from someone else to my place and proceeded to pack my car with everything I could fit and drove back 16 hours the next day to be with my daughter. Fast forward more years to about 2020-ish. We were back together in Colorado. His sister was going to have a baby and asked me to host her baby shower. I no lie, spent nearly $2,000 putting it together.
Girl.
Cooked all the food she wanted by myself and did everything by myself to decorate / make sure everything was Perfect.
Girly, no.
OP, what are you doing?
Stop it.
Stop
Don't let them take advantage of you.
Stop being with this family. They have not brought you any happiness.
Anything.
It's been sadness since day one. The day of the baby shower, I found out Kim, whom she lives with, has the vid. And knew for nearly a week that she had it. This was during a time that everyone had to be still very cautious, and Brad's employer would have sent him home for even being exposed to someone who had it. Also, OP has health issues.
That's true.
This is even
I mean,
worse.
yeah, hopefully, obviously, if it was at the prime time, then there's probably, you have to wait 10 days. But if she knew for nearly a week, hopefully she's not contagious anymore, but still should have told people, especially if you have health issues.
I guarantee you she still is. I was forced to cancel. Of course, I called Kim out for not telling me. She proceeded to tell me to go F myself, that I was worthless, and how she didn't care about my daughter because she had a new grandbaby on the way that she would just get to be around. After that, I just smiled and waved. Mind you, there were many instances in between where things happened. These were just the more notable ones. After I had my second child, she called her now fiance on speakerphone while at my house. My youngest has blonde hair. Kim made a comment to her fiance.
I don't know where she gets you from.
Oh, she went out on him, LOL. Right in front of me. I'm just gonna get to the point now.
Oh, implying that OP cheated. Like, this is not Brad's son.
Oh,
like, she went out on him.
I'm just gonna get to the point now because I'm tired. They're getting married soon. I'm separating from Brad because
Thank
of all
God.
because of all the BS I put up with him, and I know I deserve better. But I refuse to let my kids go to Kim's wedding. I absolutely will fight it tooth and nail with everything I have so they aren't there. I don't care if that makes me an a-hole. In fact, if that's what it takes to be an a-hole, I'll go one step further and never allow that woman to ever lay eyes on my children as long as they're under my wing. I hope this story made enough sense for you to get the picture. Ultimately, I hate that woman. And the more I get to know her son, the more he reminds me of her, and I can't stand him either. It took you a while, but we got there.
We got there eventually.
I don't want my kids to hate their dad or their grandma. And I don't want you to hate us because we got episodes with stories just like this on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or wherever you get your podcast app. Just search OK Storytime and we'll be there.
Yeah, your family already hates you, or your in-laws already hate you. So, like, there's really no kind of loss here. If they think that you're the a-hole, what's the change? You know? Don't let them push you around.
I was going to say, what did you gain from them? I feel like from what we read, OP, we gained nothing from this side of the family. Just stress. You gained stress and loss of money. Unfortunate, but at least you did it. At least you dumped him. Took a while. Sometimes it takes, some clarity to understand that it's okay. But let's go ahead and finish this story. I don't want them to know her either, though, because she hates me and I hate her. Why would I willingly send my kids to be there to celebrate her relationship when she could never support the relationship between her son and I? Just give it to me straight. And apologies for any typos or grammatical errors. I had to drink a couple cocktails before working up the nerve to post this. Love you guys. Oh my God. I forgot to mention that Kim always accused me of leaving Brad's brother behind when I took him to see his dad before he passed away. I waited in the car over an hour while Brad tried to convince his brother to join us, and he refused to go. And that's the end of that story.